Well, good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Good evening to the YouTube side. Good evening to Jacob and Nordic. And good evening to the Rumble side. I hope you all had a great day. And yes, just to clarify that, Nordic, they taste like vaguely like Dr. Pepper. I doubt they seriously have much of any Dr. Pepper in them. They're just very sweet.
Hello there.
Alright, so we need to take Miss Barbara out of the Shire. Also, I needed to check and see. I'm not going to check and see anything above. Okay, so they are not on right now. I was kind of hoping they might be, but they're not. Oh, that's right. We can just take the stable.
How can I be of service?
To the other side of Bree, if I can find it. Because I'm an idiot. It's right up the top. Oh, and it does look like it's working again. Yay! I just realized that. The chat extension that I use is finally working again.
What can I do for you?
Woohoo! I'm so happy. It's the little things. Hi, Drive-By. Yeah. Okay, so Drive-By has verified that the chat pop-up is working. Nordic, you say you decided to restart your Skyrim game, not liking what you were doing, not sure what I should play now. Any suggestions? Play, and no Drive-By. He said he wants to play Skyrim. He just doesn't know what class to play. Or what character to play. And, let's see, I'm supposed to be going to the Lonelands. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Let me think. You were playing at Khajiit, weren't you? And yes, Jacob, I have heard that news. Here you were shilling Aska. Aska is a good game. You were playing a red guard. Okay. Could play a Khajiit thief. You'd probably be getting into a whole bunch of trouble all the time. Yep, I've heard that too. So PlayStation has announced, they put out a statement saying that the Game Concord isn't going in the direction they hoped it would. And as a result, they have made the decision to shut it down completely in 3 days. And they are giving out refunds to anybody that bought it. Now, whether they're going to sit in the background and retool it and release it again as a free-to-play title with maybe some altered graphics, or if they're just going to brush it under the rug and make it disappear for all time, who knows? you doubt that they're gonna retool it. I mean, I do too, but at the same time, they really have lost a boatload of money on this game. I wouldn't put it past them to try to do something with it. Okay, I have to redo my skills if I'm going to do this. I actually want the skills I use the most. Alright, so let me do that real quick. Huh. Oh, I'm sure that's coming. When you lose a company that much money, even a company as big as PlayStation, or as big as Sony, yeah, that's not chump change. That's not something anybody digs out from the couch cushions. Somebody's head is going to roll. You remember the E.T. story? Let's see. You're talking about the Atari E.T.? I remember playing that game. And, hey, I played a number of hours of it. But nobody ever accused children of having good taste in video games. And there weren't exactly a ton of video games at the time to play. And Nordic says, I wish that was true. Kathleen Kennedy must have some serious dirt on Disney to have not been fired after that crap-alike show and the other flop. You remember when it was revealed they buried them in the desert? And Nordic, you remember the first video game you played when you were 6 was the original Zelda. I have honestly, that's one game series I have not played. Which is kind of strange because it should... Oh, you know what? No, I did play it for a little bit. Way, way, way back when. I just didn't play too much of it. Alright, so I'm supposed to be retooling this. So let me put diversion second. Hedge your bet. I'm going to put Burglar up here. Surprise strike at 4. Subtle stab at 5. Cunning attack at 6. I will leave double edge strike at 7. And I will put reveal weakness up here. And I think I want at least one stun skill on 8. Or I could put Gambler's Advantage there. I'll put Gambler's Advantage there. Put Lucky Strike at the last spot. Put Addle at 9. Exploit opening at 0. And throw knife. Wait, what's this one? Exposed throw. Actually, I'll put exposed throat here. Hopefully, that will work. I'm trying to match the skills I use the most, or I want to use the most, with the buttons on the mouse. When I was a teenager, Zelda Ocarina of Time was out, and that was a fun game. I used to be able to speed run the game in 8 hours without cheating. I feel okay. So Jacob feels old. I mean, I'm hitting my 50s, or yeah, I'm hitting my mid-50s. So I'm not exactly spring chicken here. It's going to take me a bit to remember where all these skills are at, but let's see. Might help if we also had a quest. And I was hoping that my buddies from the last Sunday stream was would have been on, but they're not on right now. So I'm going to just go ahead and work on this collecting bog moss. Y'all are both young. I mean, I could have been, well, I can't say I could have been Nordic's mom, but I could have certainly been your babysitter. I could easily be Jacob's mom. Now, did I still need the Norberg leg? Hold on. This is probably not the best place to stop and look at quests. Yes, I do. My mother is only 20 years older than me. I mean, she's 61, so she's still older than I am. Jeff Bridges is... Whoa! Since when? I ain't heard from Jeff Bridges in a while. I remember watching him in Starman. Oh, you stinker. Get back at here. Alright. That took a minute. It's called The Old Man. Well, I've just destroyed knee, a post neck after suffering severe whiplash and complications from it. Also have tendonitis in both my elbows on top of 2 forms of intestinal disease. I consider it a miracle I'm still kicking and able to walk 6 miles plus a day without a problem. That is definitely a lot going on. And I'm glad to hear that despite that, you're still going. NYPD Blue was supposed to be a really good show. I did not watch it myself, but I know people liked it. I don't remember if I ever watched St. Elsewhere. Okay. How would you come out, you stinker? Thanks. Alright, so catch up with chat. Drive-By says that he watched some of The Old Man. It was interesting. It had Denzel. Wait, what had Denzel? With The Old Man or NYPD Blue? And Nordic says, you should have seen my neck 10 years ago. About 3 weeks after sustaining whiplash, my whole arm and neck got super inflamed, and then my neck bulged out the size of a baseball for almost 2 years. Oh, St. Elsewhere. Okay. And that sounds incredibly painful, Nordic. I had a friend that I worked with who had gout, and she had a huge lump in her neck where her thyroid was just like swelling out of control. I thought that sounded pretty painful too. I am supposed to be looking for these bog nests, and I am not even doing that. New Transformers, they need to quit. There have been like, I don't know, what, 7, 8 Transformer movies at this point? Some of them aren't even that good. Oh, it's a cartoon origin story. Kind of thought the Transformer movies in the 80s touched on the origin of the Transformers already. Two days after 9/11, I was playing football with friends. I jumped to catch a pass, got hit in the air, and when I landed, my leg, oh, that sounds horrible. Oh. I am so sorry to hear that, Nordic. That just sounds painful enough to make me want to throw up. I think I do own the 80s film somewhere. I'd have to check. I have a number of older films. Funny part, when they hit me with 4 shots of morphine, 3 sedation shots, and a normal painkiller. When they rolled me into x-ray, the tech moved my leg slightly, and I shot up from sedation and swung at him. He pissed himself, and they wheeled me back out and sedated me again. Yeah, some people don't do incredibly well under sedation. Some people are just very resistant to being put under. You fell on gravity, messed up your spine, and had to... That sounds painful too, and that's coming from somebody who's grown up with a spine that's not perfect. I have scoliosis. I was fortunate that what do you call it? The back brace that they put me in for several years helped. But my spine is not perfectly straight. Ouch. It must have been painful. I mean, like I said, it sounds painful enough that I just want to, like, thinking about it, but I can imagine that was just incredibly the most painful thing ever. And pneumonia is definitely not a thing that you want to mess around with. That is one thing. I never personally had pneumonia, but my mother had pneumonia, and she was bedridden for several months. Which was probably, you know, when you're a child and your mom's that sick, that's pretty scary. Now that I can only say I've had one, and honestly it was pretty mild. Alright, let's get you out of the way. Yeah, that was the weird thing about COVID. Jacob, you said that you had no taste or smell. Honestly, that was the weird thing about COVID, was that losing the sense of taste. Well, I mean, I can't say I refused to eat, but didn't eat nearly as much, because when you can't taste food, it honestly tastes like, well, most food honestly tastes like absolute butthole when you can't taste it. Does that make sense? You tell you. I like your mom. I do. I don't know what rear tastes like. Oh, you say that to your mom, but still, I like your mom. Which, because that suggests that she uses that term too. Yeah, well, I can't say I know what it tastes like either, but I have a pretty good imagination, and I know what, you know. As I say, I know what it smells like. But I guess anybody that's been in a bathroom more than once in their life knows that. You come out, thank you. stinker. Well, I mean, I've used the term, it tastes like warm piss, too, and I have no clue what that tastes like either. The kids you've been babysitting love playing bingo. That sounds like, Grandma probably takes them to bingo with her. Or Mom does. Their grandmother takes them to bingo. I guessed that one. You know why I guessed that one? Because my grandma loved playing bingo. And she would go to the American Legion every Sunday to play bingo. And if we were spending the night, we went with her. And this was back when the rules weren't as strict about kids and gambling. So we actually got to play those little pull tab games, and occasionally Grandma would even buy us a bingo card and let us play. Alright, so we got that part done. We just need 3 more of those bugs. That figures. And of course, the first one's going to go hide. Alright. That took a little longer than necessary. And I turn around and there's another one. Surprised that one didn't join in the fun. Come out. I'm still having to look at the mouse to make sure I'm hitting the right buttons. But aside from that, it's a great mouse so far. Very comfortable. I like that it's only got 8 buttons so that they're nice and big. Which means I should be able to learn where everything is eventually. Oh, look. Hello, Orc. Goodbye, Orc. Go pound sand. I got something chasing me. Well, if it continues to follow me, it's going to find a very poor reception. You shall be right back. You're going to go grab a sandwich. Awesome. Alright. Hannah, hello, dear. I've done as you asked.
You startled me.
Hannah looks over the legs and casts them into a nearby fire. They are silent now. I cannot hear them chirping. For your help, Harbreth, I wish there was more I could do in return. Please take this with my gratitude. So I could take her helmet, which actually has decent ratings, but not great, or her gloves. The helmet's worth more, so I'll take that. And her other quest actually takes me out of the Lonelands.
I don't know if you can help me.
Well, let's go talk to Anloth after we talk to Radagast. Radagast, dear.
You have returned, I see.
You did well. This moss will help me to understand how the evil is tainting the Red Swamp. This is but the first step in determining what causes the shepherds to become confused and irrational. There is more still to do, my friend. It will not be easy.
This reeks of death.
I can smell death in the moss, as if it was plucked from an ancient grave. The stench of decay and evil is not a thing from nature. I believe that the whites are to blame. Whites are the bones of the dead, stirred by fell spirits out of Angmor and Rudar. The wars have long ago made Haragmor as ripe for whites as the Barrow Downs in the west. Return to Haragmor, the swamp in the east, and destroy these foul creatures. If there are whites, I fear there are other fell creatures haunting the swamp as well. For now, though, you need only concern yourself with the white. Well, I will concern myself with the whites as soon as I'm done what I'm doing. I feel like I want to get a couple of things off the books, which will require heading over to the Forsaken Inn. Hello, Frederick. Do you have anything else for me? Offering a peace, supporting our scout.
Would you do something for me?
You want me to talk to Quindreda at Dolveg? I can do that.
Could I speak with you?
And you want me to collect warg furs and boar haunches as an offering to the strangers up the road? I can do that too. Woohoo! Oh, you know what? I know what they're doing. Because she did say that they got into Valheim a little, and she's having a blast with it. Which is good. Because Valheim's a great game. Valheim's a great game. Aska's shaping up to be a really good game. I should get back into it. Probably start over. I haven't gotten too far. I haven't gotten far enough into it to worry about starting over, let's put it that way. But I hear that they've made some considerable changes in the past couple updates, so I'm wanting to see what those are. The Planet Crafter has made some nice upgrades and changes, some new biomes. They've added a rover that you can build and drive around, so I'm excited to try that. And Drive-By says that Aska has revamped the way they generate worlds. You can choose all kinds of difficulty settings now. Okay, so they've gone the Valheim route and let you choose your settings for your game, which is good. That gives a multitude of people a chance to play the game however they want. Because I know that there are probably some people that play games like Valheim and Aska for the role-playing. Increased day lengths, season length, monster spawn difficulty, all of it. Yeah, that sounds like what they did with Valheim too. Which is a very smart move. It just kind of opens the game up to a lot more people. And it doesn't detract, because they didn't just go, oh, it's too hard for some people, so we're going to put it on easy mode. It just gives building decay and invasion settings, yeah. Can we slow down the building decay a little? Because that would be good. I don't mind having building decay, but buildings don't decay over one light rain. You know what I mean? I have not seen anything made out of wood or stone that decays after a slight sprinkle from the sky. But yeah, back to Planet Crafter. They've added another biome. They've added the rover, which I'm really wanting to try out. I'm assuming that's later on in the tech tree. And they're going to... They have a paid DLC that's coming out that's going to add a new planet. Which means after you're finished the planet that you're on, you can actually leave and go to another one and do it over again. And Enshrouded is another one I need to get back into, because I know they've made some updates since I last played. In fact, I've been waiting on both Aska and Enshrouded until they've made some considerable updates.
What can I do for you?
Riddick is in good health then. I'm glad to hear that. He and his kin have been through much turmoil in recent months. Okay. Inla, I hear you're having problems.
Oh, it's a soddy day.
Hana the Young needs oatmeal. Well, I'm afraid we're all out, and there's little to be done about it. My supply has dried up because of problems they're having up at Oakbarton. A cousin of old Mugwort's lives in the town, a bounder by the name of Nod Gardner. He says that there are all kinds of problems there that the bounders can't solve by themselves. You look like you can handle yourself pretty well, so if you should happen to swing around that way, you might be able to help to do some good. There won't be any oatmeal delivered out this way until problems in Oakbarton are sorted out. You can get to Oakbarton by heading north from Brockenborns in the Shire across the Greenfields. Oh, I was going to say, where's Bingo? That's right. We did send him off. He's waiting for us at the last Lonely Bridge. We won't be getting to him again until much later.
How can I be of service?
I would like to go to Breezer. Since you don't have a ride out to the Shire. I was hoping, there was one game I was hoping would come out by October, because I was hoping to play it for the month of October, and that was the game Necrophysis. It doesn't look like it's going to be ready by then. There is no release date for it still. It just says sometime in 2024. So that could be anywhere between now and December 31st. And, you know what, while we're riding, I did want to look at something real quick, so... Oh, I can't. Darn it. forgot. Wait, was it Alt Shift Tab? Nope, that doesn't work. Nope, that doesn't work. See, that's the downside about using Moonlight and Sunshine. I don't have enough control over the machine that the game's playing on to tab out of this window into another one, because I don't know all the controls yet, which is stupid of me. I should absolutely take some time to learn them, or at least write them down. But there was a game, and I cannot remember, was it Kingdoms of Amalur? I know I'm getting that name wrong, but it's something like that. And there's the word re-reckoning in the title. And apparently it's a game I've had for a while and haven't played, and it kind of got memory hold until somebody mentioned it recently. And I took a look at it, and since Q3 of 2024 is coming to an end soon, and with it the Let's Play for Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I am absolutely going to continue playing because I like that game. I am thinking of playing this Kingdoms of whatever the name is. I will absolutely have to look at it again. But I'm thinking of playing it next. It's an RPG type game, which is, you know, it's either going to be that or an MMO or survival game, most likely.
What can I do for you?
But I tried it out a little bit, and it actually looks pretty interesting. And even if the game is like 3 or 4 years old, I don't think it's that old. Actually, it might be older than that. But it doesn't look that bad.
Good day.
Alright, you. Oh, you can take me straight to Brockenborns. Wait. Can we go there too? Oh, hold on. We're going to Oakbarton first. And then I want to go see if we're of a level to play around in Yondershire. I know, we're supposed to be in Lonelands. But I'm trying not to get too far ahead of my friends in the Lonelands so that we can actually play together.
Hello.
Oakbarton. Just technically no longer the Shire. It is, but it isn't. It's kind of on the edge. And there's Nod Gardner, and I wonder if he's related to the Gaffer and Samwise.
Hello.
A favor for old Mugwort. Wonderful. I haven't seen him in a dog's age. Nice of him to think of us back in Oakbarton. In truth, we have some serious problems around here, so it's a good thing you've come.
Hello.
How Gamgee. Marry me, a burglar. You heard of our troubles? This is wondrous. I had not hoped that you would come, but here you are. There are many folks here who are terrified of the strange things happening, myself included among them. If you would help us, I know that we could find a proper way to thank you. Okay, if Hal Gamgee is here, then Nod Gardner must be related to him. Because that is the Gaffer right there. Or, in other words, Samwise's dad.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Welcome to Oatbarton, traveler. We are home to some of the northernmost farms in the Shire. That means our crops have a distinctly sharper taste, and our pipeweed lingers on the tongue. The main producer up here is the North Cotton Farm, just up to the west of the town. They are getting ready for their harvest and annual market. I'm sure there's plenty to do. Head on over to the farm and speak with Alvin North-Cotton and see what you can do to help him out. Alright, so North Cotton Farm is up that way. I really want to go check out yonder shire real quick, though. So I'm going to do myself a favor. And I'm going to set a milestone right here. There we go. That way we can get back here in a jiffy.
Good day.
And we want to go... We want to go knock stuff over. That's what we want to do. Okay. We want to go to Needlehole. That's where we want to go, I think. Now, has anybody said anything recently? Because I just realized chat is really quiet right now. Give me just a second. Okay, everything looks okay on this end. Alright. Y'all just being quiet. Y'all being quiet little mice. That's okay. I do like this old dwarven bridge. I still think it's kind of neat how they took this spot and changed it from just insta travel into what do you call it? Eglain, and turned it into an actual gate that goes somewhere. Hello, Bingo.
Can I take a moment of your time?
Oh, we absolutely can do yonder shire. Quite handily, too, I might add. Well, hello there, Harboreth. This is a pleasant surprise. I'm on my way to yonder shire to welcome my cousin Priska's daughter, Angelica, to her new home. She's not in her tweens anymore, you see, and has purchased a home in No Bottle. They grow up fast, don't they? Priska and her other children are planning a housewarming party for Angelica, and I'm certain you would be welcome as well. Excuse me? Some of Priska's brood made the trip a few days ago. They intended to find a suitable present to give their sister. Perhaps don't tell Priska I said that. She dislikes when I refer to her children as a brood. She broods on it, you know? Bingo chuckles to himself. I should remember to write that down. Anyway, if you're in a festive sort of mood, I'm supposed to meet up with my cousins in the center of Tyfield. It's to the northwest of here in Yondershire. Oh, welcome back, Nordic. We're no longer in Lonelands, if you can tell. I took a side trip to Oatbarton and then realized that the Yondershire was out here, and I could very well, possibly, do some quests out this way. And as it turns out, I was quite correct. And since this keeps me from getting too far ahead of the people that I was playing with last time, figured it might be good to do a little something either here or Oak Barton. Let me get my armor, two-handed sword, and warhammer, and I shall make my way there. I think the hobbits here would look at you sideways. I swear you would get some serious side-eye if you showed up like that. Okay, I'm going the wrong way. I clearly do not know my way around yonder shard very well.
How do you do?
I do. I do very well. It is a nice place. Look at this. Man, if they made the Shire look like the Yonder Shire, it would be awesome. I am not even lying. This would be the biggest makeover ever for the Shire. Would they prefer I wander about with a hooded cloak, mail armor, and a two-handed sword? They would probably prefer you show up bearing gifts of food and ale. I mean, we are talking Hobbit here. It just looks so charming and peaceful. Lotho's Bounder, which automatically tells you where the story's heading. It makes me wonder if they didn't put Yonder Shire in as a, what do you call it? Not a prologue. Yes, a prologue. For adding in the scouring of the Shire later. At least that's my guess. Oh, this is Tyfield. We were in the wrong place altogether. Well then, I will grab this stable too while I'm here. But yeah, I honestly think their intention at some point in the future is to, if they have the rights to it, because that's a big thing, add in the scouring of the Shire into the game. Do you think about it? They've added a whole new section of Shire. They've added a storyline that includes Lotho and his personal bounders, which are no better than bandits and brigands. Well, that one is out of here. Francisco Lindor just popped a 2-run shot from my Met. Oh. So basically, a winning hit. Ah, Camellia.
Hello.
Welcome, Harberth. Have you come to Yondershire for Angelica's housewarming party? How lovely. I have my hands full keeping Dinodas and Marigold out of trouble, but Mother entrusted me with the task, and I will not let her down. He asks Camellia where her brother and sister have gone, and a look of sudden panic crosses her face. What? They were here a minute ago. I took my eyes off them for just a moment, and they vanished. That is so typical, Harberth. Can you track them down for me? Marigold has been talking about seeing the elf ruins to the west of here, but where Dinodas might have gone is a mystery to me. Maybe Marigold will know? She had better. And while we're here, we might as well look around. Not a winning hit, as at only the bottom of the third. He just hit a 2-run home run, putting them up 2-0. I don't watch a ton of any sport, honestly. I mean, I kind of halfway watched football once upon a time. But it's been a number of years since I've even done that. A long, long time ago when I was a kid, I would watch things like golf and the Olympics with my grandfather. Of course, that was back when...
Stay and have some tea.
Okay, so you want me to go find your friend's house in Gamwich? Because she has not been here in a while. Okay. But yeah, it's not that I don't like baseball, it's just not my thing, sports in general. I know that's such a typical girl response. I think if I was going to watch any sports, though, I would probably still watch golf. I would watch martial arts tournament. I do enjoy martial arts. I even took a couple semesters of Taekwondo in college, so ask me if I remember any of that now. The answer is no. I'd have to redo it all over again. I think MMA is pretty cool. And you say, after the garbage of the past Olympics, I will never watch that again. I like baseball and hockey. Used to watch football. I walked away when they started using it as a political platform. Yeah, well, a lot of sports have done that, unfortunately.
Welcome, traveler.
All right. So you want me to help you find a housewarming gift for someone. Okay. I forgot there's like a little metric ton of quests in Yondershire. And they're actually rather fun, even if they are a little on the quaint side. But it's a hobbit area. You almost expect that. It's a good thing I have a mute button because I got a frog rattling around in my throat like crazy right now. And so every few sentences I have to stop and take care of it.
Just a moment.
What do I like in a matham? The smaller the better. When you have as many friends and relations as I do, a lot of mathams find their way into your home. I like to keep things tidy, so smaller mathams mean they take up less space, which mean I'm less bothered. You wonder if Lobelia has a quest to steal Bilbo's spoons again? No, but Lotho's all about stealing a lot more than just spoons at this point, if you know what I mean.
Might I speak with you a moment?
Alright, you want me to visit the Elbows Bend in Tyfield, the Tyfield Farm, and the Tyfield Village Center. Alright, I can do that.
Can I take a moment of your time?
You want me to collect stolen map scrap from shrews. Okay, I can do that.
Can I take a moment of your time?
And you want me to find Reginald's campsite in the marsh. I think I can do that. No, he didn't. He absolutely did not. And in fact, no, he didn't. They were living there temporarily, but he absolutely did not sell it to them. And in fact, Samwise inherits Bag End at the end of the story. So he raises his family there. I could have sworn I saw a ring here. You're right, just looked it up. He kicked them out after he returned and then gave it to Sam when he... Yep. I don't know if they were asked to watch over it while he was gone, or if they just let themselves in and took up residence, thinking that surely they were going to inherit it. Because I know Abilia was certain that she deserved to inherit it.
A lovely day, isn't it?
What makes for a good matham? Well, anything, I suppose. If I receive a matham I don't like, I simply pass it along to someone else. Personally, though, I like receiving a matham suited to my hobbies. Best mathams I ever received are a hammer, a bundle of cheesecloth, and a short sword. For 3 separate hobbies, of course. Why do you ask? Are you offering? If so, a new wooden spoon would be great. I lost my old one during what I choose to call a grain mashing incident. And you have a quest. Do me a flavor. Oh my god. Do me a flavor. Okay. And you want me to collect wolfweed. I don't even want to know why you want something called wolfweed. This is one of the taverns here in Yondershire. I think it's the smaller one, honestly. Nope. Nope, because there's another part here. That's actually a nice size. Another thing about Yondershire that they could easily upgrade the Shire with is adding a lot more scattered NPCs into the world to make it look lived in. He's going to mix a drink with wolfweed and moonweed to get werewolf mead. Who knows? I didn't ask her. I don't want to know. So... But yeah. There's just a few things they could borrow from the Yondershire to really add a whole bunch of life to the Shire. I mean, little animals scattered around doing their thing. There's like, I don't know, 5 times as many NPCs here as there are in the Shire. I don't currently play tabletop role-playing games. I've not had a whole ton of experience playing them in the past. I did play a little 3rd edition D&D, but that was like 20 years ago. And the group that I was playing with, while they were certainly nice people, it just wasn't a good fit for a newbie like me, because I was a complete noob at the time and I didn't know much, and I was also kind of shy and awkward, which doesn't help, and it just didn't work out. Does that make sense?
Hello.
Red, I like red things. That's it? You like red things. That's not very helpful.
Well met.
Interesting. Cooking utensils, small things, and things that are red. A third of that information is very useful. You know, my friend is a brewer. Maybe a wooden spoon would make a good gift. Oh, and you know what? I'm no stranger to whittling. Perhaps I could make it for her myself. Is it proper to whittle a wooden spoon? I suppose I'll find out. Thank you for helping me. I feel so relieved to have a direction to go in. And we're getting reputation out here in the Undershire, so woohoo! I prefer to run games for new players. I like teaching, and it means they don't have any bad habits or expectations that veteran players have. I have AD&D 2nd E Basic Expert Companion Master Mortal sets and Mongoose Traveler 2E. I've not heard of Mongoose Traveler. I've obviously heard of AD&D because, well, that's what the Dungeon Delver plays on Tuesdays, although he plays a first edition campaign. My roommate used to have a whole bunch of second edition books, but they've kind of sort of disappeared. All right, now we need to find the farm, which is too bad because he had a nice hefty little collection of them. I do have PDFs of first edition. I might have a PDF of a second edition player's book. I have a whole ton of stuff for something called Castles and Crusades, though. Traveler is a hard science fiction game. I think that one was mentioned that last night, in last night's stream, somebody was asking about doing a hold on, my brain just blanked out. A Stargate SG-1 roleplay and what would the best system be for it. And I believe Traveler was one of the ones that Bill had recommended. You remember that. Traveler was definitely tossed out as it will work perfectly fine for that setting. Alright. While we're here, let's make sure there's no quest to take. And wow, I wish I could get a garden that looked that nice. I didn't really bother with a garden this year. I really should have. But I was just not feeling up to it. And by the time I did feel up to it, it was already kind of hot and late in the season. Although I could probably still manage a crop of spinach and lettuce if I want to. Maybe some green onions. Maybe some radishes. They grow pretty quick. And they do like cooler weather. Huh, I should probably do that this weekend. Go out, clean out my containers, and plant a couple of things, see if I can't get a thing or two to grow for the... I wouldn't mind having a fresh salad made by my own ingredient. What part of the States are you in? I am in the Southeast. Okay, I didn't see any quests. I've, wandered that area 3 times and I didn't see anything. So if something pops up later, I'm gonna be mad. Alright, and this is telling me to head over to Gamwich now. You're in the northeast. I did used to live up in the northeast until 2020. Okay. I want to go the other way. I remember I took Fistula through all the quests in the Yondershire, and there were a number of them. The only quest I never completed was one of those stupid timed quests. And I just could not get it in time. Believe me, I want to leave. I live too close to some of the larger cities in the country. I actually would prefer to live in the peace and quiet of the countryside like the Shire. Well, while I can't say my current living situation is quite Shire idyllic, I do live more rural than I used to. I lived near, or actually I lived in one of the medium-sized cities. And while it was nice when I moved up there, it just got progressively worse over time. The people there were nice. I actually still rather miss the people I used to work with. But how do I put this? I live at the base of heavily forested mountains, so it's semi-rural but still urban. The mountains are lovely, and I do see animals all the time. It sounds like you live in the Adirondacks. Eastern PA. Last time I was living in Pennsylvania was it 90 and 91 when I was stationed at the naval station there in Philadelphia. Back then, it was a pretty interesting place. I mean, very close to Philly. I hate that city, huh? Well, I mean, I am thinking about the city as it was, 30 years ago? And back then, it was actually a pretty nice city. I mean, it was still a large city, and it still had its share of city problems. But it definitely had some interesting stuff. Well, I don't know. I mean, I did enjoy some of it. I enjoyed the big, huge mall there. Cannot remember the name of it. I just remember there was a big, huge mall in, like, the center of town. One of the places that I lived, the apartment complex I lived in after I moved off base was right next to you even touched it. I remember going to see the Liberty Bell. It was definitely one of those things that's like, that's cool. You can actually go see the Liberty Bell. But yeah, one of the apartment I lived in after I moved off base was right next to either a state or national park, and we could go walk there. That was nice. That is something I really like. Used to do American Revolutionary War reenacting. Colonial North American history is one of my favorite historical periods. Well, my roommate actually enjoys doing Civil War reenacting. He hasn't done it in, like, I don't know, a bazillion years, but that was his thing. What am I looking for? I am looking for things. I'm looking for shrew. You say you did some Civil War reenacting in the 90s. You've even been all over the battlefield of Gettysburg in Union uniform. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's not something I've ever done, but I always thought people that did stuff like that were pretty cool. And I certainly have witnessed some reenactment. So I witnessed a couple Civil War reenactments, and I thought they were awesome. You've seen a number of ghosts at Gettysburg. Could tell me a story or two. Ah, shrew, finally. Oh, you stinker! You were still following me after all this time. That's a new one. The battle music stopped, but the thing was still following me. The last reenactment I was at the Monmouth Courthouse battlefield, and I fell about 30 feet in front of British artillery, and they went off, and the concussion rattled me good. I can imagine. I can definitely imagine that that was something. I think, honestly, if I were to... Oh, what are you? You stinker, get back out here. Got you. From the rebels, I was a part of an elite British light infantry unit, for the record. That would be neat to watch. But actually, I take that back. I was going to say there's one type of reenactment I would like to see, but there's actually, well, I don't know. The second one is a kind of a big if anymore. Although I've seen them do the reenacting in the past, and it was fun. And that one would be the guys that reenact being stormtroopers. I had gone to a comic, anime convention, and they were there, including the Darth Vader. And that was pretty awesome to see. I will not lie. Their Darth Vader was intimidating. Yeah, Star Wars. But that was 2000. It might have been 2019. I would have to check. Of course, the other notable thing at that convention was I got to meet Vic Mignogna. He was pretty cool. I actually have a signed picture of him in his role as Captain Kirk. I still need to find a... Okay, we gotta find another shrew, because that one didn't give me the map piece. But yeah, I have a signed picture of him as Captain Kirk. And I have a signed Broly figurine. If I went cosplaying, I would probably have to cosplay as Jabba the Hutt, okay? I'm not small. In fact, that's one thing I'm working on, is doing something about that. Okay, seriously, I'm not Jabba the Hutt, but I'm not small. So I probably would not have cosplayed as anybody. Besides, to be honest, I'm kind of too old for it now. I want shrew, not wolf, not fly, not pigs, not knickerbockers. Oh, it's a baby bear cub. Hi, baby bear. Look at baby bear. I'd go as Han Solo's scoundrel type. I'd consider being a Jedi, but I don't agree with the narrow view of the Jedi. I mean, that was just kind of the way they were taught, all of them. Well, I'd have to go back to the very first Jedi to find out why that was the way it was. Pig, that shrew did not give me anything. I am going to, I don't know, slaughter a bunch of shrews until I find one that gives me what I need. I'm going to decimate the shrew population. Hi, baby. I am not going to decimate the baby bear. Oh, look, another one. See, now, since he will aggro, that baby bear will, if I get too close to him, he will sit there, and he'll threaten me, and then he'll attack. And I don't want to kill the baby bear, so. My view of the Force is, in order to fully understand it, you must have knowledge and mastery over both sides. It's not the powers that are evil, good, but how you use them. See, I'm wondering if that wasn't the original intent of the Jedi Order, was not to just completely dismiss the dark side, but to understand both sides of the Force and use it accordingly. Does that make sense?
Just a moment.
Find the hidden treasure. You find the hidden treasure. Get off your lazy... Your legs aren't broken. You seem healthy and sturdy enough. Go find it your own self. Fine, I'll go find your treasure. After I do the other things. No, and I really should. I meant to read them, and I keep putting it off. I especially want to read the books about Thrawn. Oh wait, no, I take it back. I did read one. And I remember that Luke Skywalker was going after one of the Imperial Red Guard. I think that's what they are. And they were on a planet together. And I almost want to say he convinced her to give up being one of the bad guys. But I can't remember. I just remember that it happened. That makes sense. I should track that book down and reread it. I don't remember if it was before Luke became or turned to the dark side or after he was brought back from it. Start with the Han Solo trilogy. You get to see how the character was formed, and you get introduction to Norshada, the Smuggler's Moon, and some of the main characters of the series.
Good day.
Ooh, food. Agility, might, or will. We're gonna have to go with the agility, so we're getting some pieces of delicious crispy bacon. I would have rather had the full breakfast, but oh well. Oh, I got some free food. Very nice. Yeah. Well, a lot of things should have been episode 7, 8, and 9 instead of the direct we got. And I did watch 7 and 8. And after 8, I was like, nah, this ain't it. And I never did watch 9. Disney claimed there were no strong female characters in Star Wars, yet forgot Leia and Mara Jade exist. And they could have taken any number of strong female characters from the extended universe. They were so full of it.
Is there something I can do for you?
Visit the Brimful Quiver. Visit Gamwich's fishing hole. Visit the hunting trail.
Could I take a moment of your time?
And you want me to defeat bears, neekers, shrews, sickleflies, and wolves. Is there a time limit on this? No, there's no time limit. Okay, I can take it. Mara Jade is one of the best characters of the expanded universe. That one is a name I'm not particularly familiar with. But then I haven't read much of any of the expanded universe except for that one book I mentioned.
How do you do?
Okay, we got the stable. I feel like the fishing hole is... Small pond is a lovely place for a picnic. Gamwich is a very nice little hobbit village. I will not lie. I like it. Of course, I like the Undershire in general. The Han Solo series introduces Bria Theron, who was a strong female character, love interest of Han, and a rebel that actually stole the Death Star plans but was killed after getting them out. Okay, so she was the one in, or did they make her the one in... I cannot remember the name of the movie. It's pretty bad. You know they've done a horrible job when I can't even remember the names of the movie. But that, I don't think that's the tavern. Maybe it is. Not an upset hobbit here. And what do you want?
Might I speak with you a moment?
Examine potato sacks? Rogue One. Okay. They changed the canon. So they already had a perfectly good character and a perfectly good story for that, and yet they changed it just like they changed everything else. Is that what you're saying? Okay, that tree's about a bazillion years old. You got it. The expanded universe before Disney took over had a great deal of excellent material to turn into shows and movies that would have made a fortune.
Please, stay a moment.
They would have hit solid gold if they had turned the X-Wing Rogue Squadron novels into a TV series. Oh yeah, I mean, they would have absolutely done so much better making use of the material, even if I haven't read most of it. I worked at a library for a lot of years, and the Star Wars Extended Universe books were quite popular, especially the Thrawn books. So, they would have absolutely made a killing if they had used that material. Wedge Antilles was the leader of the Rogue Squadron for most of those novels, so they had established characters. I worked at a library. I'm considering getting a master's in library science. Okay? You already know that not making a boatload of money. I don't know what you're doing there, but you can stay there. Check one last sack, but it doesn't tell me where the sack is. Oh, it does. One last sack. These potatoes have sprouted, or is that a trail of potatoes? A trail of potatoes. Alright. Hopefully I don't have to click on every single one of these, because I am not going to. I do remember, because despite that I have not read most of the stuff, I do remember one thing about the storyline was that Leia and Han did have kids. They had a pair of twins, a boy and a girl. And the boy indeed did turn to the dark side for a while. But if I remember right, he had his own redemption arc.
Just a moment. Might I speak with you a moment?
Find the stolen potatoes in Lost Lagorath. Oh, yeah, I'm not going there yet, okay? Y'all can all do that yourself. Find clue. Alright. We actually came here to find this lady's house, so let's find it. You have degrees in history and archaeology, and unfortunately can't do much at all with them. They had twins, Jason and Jaina, and a second son, Anakin. Leia's carrying the twins through the Thrawn trilogy. The house is completely still and quiet. No response. Okay, I didn't know that they had another child too. Yeah, that was one of the things about from within the house someone shouts, "Go away." About the first couple of movies was when they had the Daisy Ridley character, whose name I can't even remember. I cannot even remember the characters' names anymore. And then they had the guy that was supposed to be Han and Leia's son. I was like, they've got to be the twins. And then it turned out they changed it so radically that they weren't. Rey. That's right. Her name was Rey. R-E-Y. Mary Sue is definitely a good name for her, because she indeed is. So you want me to go tell your neighbors off? Can't you do that yourself? I guess I can't if I don't have if they don't have a ring over their head. I can't scold them. You're too far away to be heard. Every time I get close to it, though, the ring disappears. So what the heck? Alright. How the heck? Yeah, I'm too far away to be heard. Ah, finally. We got one. go find all her bothersome neighbors. It's funny, the only names I can remember from the sequel are the names of characters that we already knew. You know? Luke, Leia, Han. I can't remember, was General Akbar in there? Okay, I give up. Fine. Give up. Leave the lady alone. And I already pestered you. I didn't want that blasted recipe anyway. That's why you were bothering her so hard, right? This is more trouble than it's worth. Yeah, you're telling me. I'm the one that's having to run around to find y'all, you people. I'm a complete stranger in this town. How am I supposed to know who the bothersome neighbors are? How rude! Admiral Akbar plays a big role in the expanded universe. He is in the Thrawn trilogy, the Jedi Academy trilogy, Black Fleet Crisis, and some others that escape me. Alright, so we have scolded the neighbors. Hopefully this will satisfy her. But yeah, I mean, they clearly had an absolute wealth of content they could have used and just basically printed money. Finally, some peace and quiet. Would you mind letting Lassa know that I'll be arriving shortly? Sure, I will absolutely do that. As soon as I figure out where the stable is.
A lovely day, isn't it?
That would be Tyfield. I still want to know why they thought making the Acolyte was a good idea. Insult the entire fan base and then complain when they don't want. And from the sounds of things, they even insulted the people that they were trying to get to watch it. It wasn't just the fans of the actual original Star Wars. It sounds like even the modern audience they were courting didn't like it. It was probably the worst of the worst. Thank goodness our T can continue its plan, but don't tell me what happened to Clotilde. I'm sure she'll want to retell that story herself. Alright, I'll let her regale you with her tale of woe. Because I really don't feel like it. Of course, if you look at Disney's current track record, they've done a lot of things that were questionable. The female lead in the show even went as far as to make a stupid music video calling Star Wars fans racist. and then is shocked when viewership fell off a cliff right after. I mean, honestly, they think they're being clever. And what they consider being clever, the rest of us are like, did you not rub your two brain cells together when you got up this morning? Because that was stupid. I think you're being generous with the two brain cells. Maybe. Maybe. But I do like to be generous when I can. That is, you find an old coffer buried in the ground. The treasure is a set of old golf clubs? Oh, that's right. Golf is kind of a thing in the Shire. Ever since. Cannot remember the Hobbit's name, but he is memorialized at Brockenborns. He knocked the head off a couple of, or he knocked the head off a goblin leader. There's a statue of him in just outside of Brockenborns.
Hello.
Of course, I remember now. I buried my golf clubs to keep them safe while Flockton Heath was being tidied up and restored so it could serve as a golfing course once again. He asked why he buried the clubs instead of keeping them safe in his shed, and he laughed. Are you quite mad? I can't keep them in there. The shrews are always getting into that shed. Hobbit, you think to yourself. That's funny. That's absolutely funny. We just got like a metric ton of quest for out here in the Ondershire, and which was totally unintended, but still quite fun. But now, where are we heading? Brockenborns. Because now I cannot remember the name of this guy, and I think his name is on his statue. I was gonna hit the X to get on my steed like I would in Guild Wars 2. That's one thing I do like that Guild Wars 2 did that I wish LOTRO would do. You'd be able to hit X and get on your steed. Even from a moving... You have found the Hobbit lamppost. Yep, I know, I found that. There he is. And no, it does not have his name. Wasn't Greenfield's the site of the famous battle where Burglar took? That's the name. That's Burglar took. Damn. Thank you, Nordic. That is exactly who I was trying to think of. Well, he definitely is tall enough to ride a real horse. You're quite welcome. Oh, I was going to say thank you again. But yeah, that is Pulver Took. Well, you know, statues are always bigger than life. But, if I remember right, the Took come from... Okay, so there are 3 versions of Hobbit. There's the Harfoot, which Frodo and Bilbo hail from. There's the Store Hobbit, which are the ones that actually like water. And then there are... I cannot remember the name of the 3rd one. But they're the Hobbit branch that the Tooks come from. And they tended to be taller, more fair, and braver than the other Hobbit.
Just a moment.
And in fact, there was some speculation among hobbits as whether or not there was a drop of elven blood in that line somewhere. Because they just had decidedly un-hobbit-like quality. Okay, I want to be in that room when that elf explains what they were doing with the halfling. Well, you know how hobbits are with their rumors. Rumors fly like rumors fly around like fruit flies on a sunny day. Okay. No. Unlucky Adventure. Which one is that? Way over here. Okay, so I do have to go that way. We'll head out there and see what's going on real quick. Are the maps for the Shire in this game available online? I'd be interested in swiping them for use in a D&D campaign. You can actually find... You can look up all the maps for the game online. Not just the Shire. Now, they're a little bit on the sparse side. I don't know if they have specific maps for, like, Hobbiton, Bywater, Tuckborough, Mickle Delving, Stock, Scary, and all that. But an overview map of the Shire, yes, absolutely. Oh, look, it's a half-orc. He can, just stay right there. I do like that they made it so that we can gather materials on the back of a horse. Made things a lot more convenient. There are a bunch of half-orcs out here. Impressive being able to chop wood from horseback. Hey, you can chop wood, mine ore, gather berries. Used to be you had to get off your horse to do that stuff, but so many people hated doing that they changed it. But you can do all that while chewing gum? Or can you do all that while chewing gum? I don't know. I would have to chew gum to find out. Reginald is nowhere to be found, but you spot tracks in the dirt. I also see, goblin. Goblin, 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 goblin. Most of the footprints have been made by goblins. One set may have belonged to a hobbit. You find no signs of a struggle. Okay. So, we're going to have to go into some goblin territory to look for this poor fool. In the meantime, since he's not here, and since it's going to burn otherwise, I'm going to eat his stew, and I'm going to sleep on his bedroll. And that's where we're going to leave off, because it is almost 9 o'clock, which means very shortly the Dungeon Delver will be starting. And of course, for those of y'all who enjoy a little Dungeons and Dragons, I will go ahead and grab that link, because it is definitely a good time. So, let me go ahead and do that. Give me just a moment. Yeah, I can't remember where they left off last time, but I'm pretty sure it was quite exciting. It usually is, because he always leaves off on a cliffhanger. Which means I always have to come, or try to come back the next week, so I can see what happens next. Very smart of him. Boss, oh yeah. Alright. There is the link for the stream, which will be starting momentarily. Now, I want to take a moment to thank everybody who stopped by tonight. Well, thank you, Nordic. And thank you for stopping by, and thank you for saving me a seat at Bill's table. I appreciate it. I want to thank Jacob, who stopped by. I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you to Drive By, who stopped by, and thank you for letting us know about the changes to Ask. I appreciate that. And thank you to everybody else who stopped by and maybe just popped in and out, or popped in and watched a bit but didn't say anything. I still appreciate y'all. And, well, next time, say hi. I promise I don't bite. Same thing for the Rumble side. I appreciate y'all stopping in, whether or not you said anything or not. But, say hi next time. And if you want to catch the next stream, which will be Friday, and unless I change my mind, actually I've just changed my mind. I'm not sure I'm really feeling Fallout London for Friday. We'll see what I play then. But it should be fun. And if you don't want to catch it, hit like, hit subscribe, and do all the fun clicky things the website wants you to do. And I will let y'all know tomorrow what I have decided to play Friday. But, once again, thank you. I appreciate you all. Have a great night, and until next time, bye for now.